There's a bunch of RGB, but it's not my studio because I'm at LTX 2023, and there is a lot to see here. I even saw a Voron 0.1 backpack 3D printer yesterday at the show. This is a beautiful Half-Life themed 0.1 backpack 3D printer, built by a fellow named Miguel and worn by his partner. I'll link them in the description. The show is opening for day 2, and it's time to go see what else we can see. We'll come back to 3D printing stuff a little bit later. I want to say sorry if my white balance and color correction in this video is a little off. Events like this is always wildly varied lighting from booth to booth. Like from the Ari booth, where I basically need sunglasses with all of this lighting going on here. Also, it's kind of wild to me that there's an Ari booth at the LTX show, but it's cool. To booths like the folks over here at Razer, where at the moment anyway, it's a bit of a black hole. They'll get the RGB going soon. There's so much to see in an event like this. They're trying to keep it interesting for everybody who attends. There's even a build your own screwdriver booth where you can get custom colored LTT screwdrivers. Last night, Ruby and I took advantage of that, and she got one that was color matched to her hair. Pretty much any point throughout the weekend, there's been a big line for merch. It's amazing to see the scale of the merch business within LTT here at LTX. And then behind the scenes, there are pallets and pallets of merch to supply that line with all kinds of stuff. From whale plushies, the new stubby screwdriver. I may have a couple of these on hand. Look out for a possible giveaway soon. Desk mats, and so freaking much more. There's even a bit of an old folks booth where they have machines running from Windows 1 all the way up to Windows 11, everything in between except for the business class stuff like NT 3.11 and 2000, all of which I ran at some point in my life. Aging myself again.
The nerds are getting restless.
Behind me here in the Sony booth is a triple 55-inch surround racing sim setup. Really immersive and really expensive. Here in the EK Waterblocks booth, there's another really intense racing sim setup. Seems to be fairly popular this year. You're not really riding in a car though, more like a spaceship. The Asus ROG booth is one of the bigger ones at the show, and they have a bunch of the ROG allies on display, so you can get hands-on with these things. First time I've gotten to handle one. It's definitely lighter than I expected, and got me interested. I wish I could play games more. They're also hosting a handful of interview podcast kind of things on a couch in the booth to catch attention. Speaking of interviews, Adam, Epos Vox, has been using a digital 8 handycam kind of setup to film interviews and the entire show, so I'm really looking forward to seeing that. And of course, there's an entire booth dedicated to 3D printing, though it's a little smaller than I might have expected, especially for how many companies are crammed into it. We've got Prusa, we got Hedemame, Pantheon, first time I've seen those in person, Bamboo Lab, and 3D Shop Canada, I believe? Shop 3D Canada. So let's take a look at what 3D printers are on display besides the Backpack V0 we already saw. Prusa has a 5-head XL on display. I'm really impressed with the tool change times. Since Earth, when I filmed a short about how quick they were getting down, I swear they're like 50% faster. I'll check back and see. Here's how long it took at Earth, and here's where they've come to now here at the show. And they said they're working on getting it even faster than that. Tool changing on a multi-material system is the bulk of the print time. Something like a Bamboo with the AMS on it, the majority of print time on a multicolor print is going to be just retracting and feeding the filament back out of the AMS. So all of your tool changes take so much time. Cutting them down and cutting down on the waste with a very small purge block here is impressive. We've got the Hedemame booth here with 3D printed headphones, formerly Vector Finesse. These folks have the kits that you can assemble your own headphones out of 3D printed parts, so you can customize them yourself. I really like the look of the open back gyroid infill versions, my favorite infill, of course. I've got one of the Minimame kits that I'm gonna build, and we'll probably get one of the Hedemame kits in. Let me know if you'd be interested in a build video putting together my own of the Hedemame headphones. Then we have the folks over at Pantheon with the HS3. This seriously industrial 3D printer reminds me more of a tool, a machine tool that I'm used to from my fabrication days versus 3D printers that I'm used to. It runs servo motors, ball screws, printing high temp materials with a high flow custom slice hot end. All that, and yet we're still running Clipper firmware on this thing to achieve high speeds and be able to develop within the Linux environment and work with this machine the way they need to. I am really impressed with this machine and I'm interested to see what somebody could do in a production or a product creation situation with this. Let me know what you would use this thing for. I have a couple of ideas for myself, I know. And a simple thing that I'm really interested in from Pantheon is they have a new bed adhesion promoter for nylon materials and other similar materials with a wide applicator. It's pretty reasonably priced. And the last for me in the 3D printing booth is the folks over at Bamboo here. They have a standard X1 on display, which I've done multiple videos about and have one in the studio, and one of the new P1Ss, which I don't have yet, but we're talking about getting a P1S upgrade kit for the P1P that I haven't unboxed yet. Joel Telling is about to actually give away those Bamboo printers on the main stage here at the show.
It's totally true.
Linus and Dan from LMG, as well as Joel, 3D Printing Nerd, ended up signing the Bamboos too. The whole 3D printing space has been really popular and really crowded all weekend, so I think they absolutely need a lot more space for that at the next LTX. I don't even know if this is a partially coherent video at this point. There's so much going on at this show, so much to see. I'm having to duck around people that it's hard to cover it all in a video like this and show you and keep my energy level up. It's the end of the day, day 2. I am absolutely dragging at this point, and I am. I'm dragging at this point. How are you feeling, Wendell?
I'm very tired. That's how I feel.
Exactly. That is exactly how I feel, and I think that pretty well wraps up how I feel about LTX 2023. I mean,
in a good way.
In a good way. In a good way. Yes. It made me feel that way from too much fun.
Linus definitely knows how to put on a show.
Absolutely. So I'm blown away, honestly. It's my first time, so.
How many yards did you get on the case toss?
I did not.
No, well, you still got time.
I do still have time. Maybe that's what I should wrap up the video with.
Yes.
That's what I should wrap up the video with. That's a good idea. Thank you.
Although Kerplunk CPU is a lot of fun too.
I haven't been into Midway at all either. I've just been focused on like everything out here, so.
Kerplunk with CPUs. What could possibly go wrong?
Everything. Awesome. Thank you
Nice
for the
to see you
surprise
again.
appearance.
Yeah.
It was only
wandered in.
It was only because of Wendell I knew where the creator space was. So thank you.
Yay! Fun times.
Yes. So cool. Thank you.
Is 380.
380. I have no idea what that score means, but I'll take it. With that oh so important case toss done, I think that is LTX 2023 for me. This show has so much going on. There's so many creators. There's so many things to do, giveaways, so much that it felt like a smaller version of PAX to me.
Cardboard chair.
But in just a really fun, entertaining way that is more interesting on some levels. It's not just video games, it's tech, it's 3D printing. There's so much going on here. So many creators I've gotten to meet in person for the first time or at all for the first time, and it's just a really fun event. I'm really glad I was able to be here this year. Thank you to LTT for having me, and let's end it with Pooch falling and breaking his neck here.
That's at your own risk, my guy.
Takes a full pooch.
It's framework cardboard. It is. It's strong enough to hold a pooch. So, what do you say, Pooch? Has LTX been good?
It's been awesome. LTX out.
See you, folks.
Oh no, we were just doing it again.
Oh no.
I pop out behind you, but I don't think I could get in your silhouette without like popping out the side and being like.
That's like one of those cartoons hiding behind the lamppost.
Yep. Yep. That's a cool cage.